Yo, what's up, guys? We are back with another Bible reading. It's a bit different setup today because I wanted to lay down. So we are going through 11. We're going through Genesis 11 through Genesis 15, I think. Should I turn the lights on? Yeah, I'll go do that. All right. You guys are you should be so happy that I am, so kind and stuff. And I'm turning on the lights. You should be happy that I'm making videos with, lights on. Anyways. Alright, I want to have the Bible close up to me. I could just give you the blue wall. Chat, should I give you the blue wall? No, I'm gonna do it. You're getting walled, Buster. Alright. The divisions of the earth. The whole earth had one language and a single vocabulary. As people traveled in the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they settled there. They said to one another, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used mud bricks instead of stone for building material, and they used tar for mortar. They said, "Come, let's build a city for ourselves and a tower whose top reaches to the sky, and let's make a name for ourselves so that we will not be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth." The Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the people were building. The Lord said, "If this is the first thing they are doing as one people who all have one language, then nothing that they intend to do will be too difficult for them. Come, let's go down there and confuse their language so that they cannot understand one another's speech." So the Lord scattered them from there over to So the Lord scattered them from there over the face of the earth, and they stopped building the city. It was named Babel because the Lord confused the language of the whole earth. From there, the Lord scattered them all over the face of the earth. Whatever. The ancestors of Abraham. This is the account about the development of the family of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and became the father of Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. Shem lived 500 years after he became the father of Arphaxad, and he became the father of sons and daughters. Arphaxad lived 35 years and became father of Shelah. Lived 430 years, sons and daughters. Shelah lived 30 years and became the father of Ebar. Also, I'm gonna skip over all this name stuff. All right, we don't care about the ancestors. It's only about the main characters we care about. We gotta speed through this, I'm on page 14, and there's 1,000 pages of the Bible. We gotta speed this up, chat. Yeah, so Shelah lived 430 years, sons of daughters. Ebar lived 34 years and became the father of Peleg. So Ebar lived 430 years. Peleg lived 30 years and became the father of Reu. R-E-U. Peleg lived 209 years. Reu became the father of Sharug. And Reu lived 207 years. Sharug was the father of Nawar, and Sharug lived 200 years. Nawara he became the father of Tarar, and Naru lived 119 years, and Tarar became the father of Abraham, Nahor, and Harana. That's the important one. Abraham. The development of the family of Terah. Now this is the account about the development of the family of Terah. Terah became the father of Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Haran became the father of Lot. Haran died before his father Terah. He died in the land of his birth, in Ur of the Chaldeans. Abraham and Nahor took wives. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, who was also the father of Isaac. Sarai was barren. She had no child. Haran took his son, Abraham, his grandson, Lot, who was the son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law, Sarai, who was the wife of his son Abraham, and they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to the land of Canaan. They came to Harana and lived there. The days of Terah were 250 years. Terah died in Haran. The call of Abraham. Let me get it. Now the Lord said to Abraham, "Get out of your country and away from your relatives and from your father's house, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great. You will be a blessing, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse anyone who dishonors you. All of the families of the earth will be blessed in you." So Abraham went as the Lord had told him. Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Abraham took Sarai, his wife, Lot, his brother's son, and all the possessions they had accumulated, and the people that they had acquired in Haran, because slavery was legal back then. And they set out to travel to the land of Canaan. Eventually they arrived in the land of Canaan. Abraham passed through the land until he came to the oak of Moreh, at the place called Shesem. The Canaanites were in the land at that time. The Lord appeared to Abraham and said, "I will give this land to your descendants." Abraham built an altar there to the Lord, who had appeared to him. He moved on from there to the hill country east of Bethel, and pitched his tent there, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There he built an altar to the Lord and proclaimed the name of the Lord. Abraham pulled out from there and kept traveling north, the Negev. Also, I need to turn off the lights. It's hurting my eyes. Like, it's reflecting on the pages of the book. No more light for you. You've been bad. You get dark blue wall now. Now I can't see. It's either it's too bright or I can't see. I need my eyes to adjust. There was a Alright. The first trip to Egypt. There was a famine in the land, so Abraham went down into Egypt to stay there for a while, because the famine was severe in the land. As he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai, his wife, "Look, I know you are a beautiful woman. It might happen that when the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, but they will keep you alive. Please say that you are my sister, so that it will go well for me because of you, and that my life may be preserved on account of you." So it happened that when Abraham arrived in Egypt, the Egyptians did see the woman, that the woman was very beautiful. Pharaoh's officials saw her and praised her. to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. He treated Abraham well for her sake. Abraham received sheep, cattle, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, and camels. Dang. But the Lord struck Pharaoh and his house with severe disease. Jeez. Because of Sarai, Abraham's wife. Pharaoh summoned Abraham and said, "What is this that you have done to me? Why didn't you tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister, so that I took her to be my wife? Here is your wife. Take her and go." Pharaoh gave his men orders concerning him, so they sent him on his way with his wife and all that he had. All right. Abraham and Lot separate. Oh no, chat, this is gonna be scary. Oh, wow, 13 and 14 are really short. Abraham went up out of Egypt into Negev. He went with his wife and with all that he had, and with Lot too. Abraham was very wealthy in livestock, in silver, and in gold. He went on his journey from the place to Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning. Between Bethel and Ai, he went to the site of the altar that he had made there earlier. There Abraham proclaimed the name of the Lord. Lot, who went with Abraham, also had flocks, herds, and tents. The land was not able to support them if they lived closer together, because their possessions were so great that they could not live together. There was conflict between the herdsmen of Abraham's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canteens and the Philistines lived in that land at that time. Abraham said to Lot, "Please, because we are close relatives, let there be no conflict between me and you, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen. Doesn't the whole land lie before you? Please separate yourself from me. If you go to the left, then I will go to the right. Or if you go to the right, then I will go to the left." Lot looked up and saw the whole region around the Jordan River. My eyes are starting to get tired. Ugh. Let me take a brain break, chat. Alright, I took a brain break. Let's get back to it. Lot looked up and saw the whole region around the Jordan River as you come to Zorah. Before the Lord's destruction destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, it was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. So Lot chose the region around the Jordan for himself. Lot headed out towards the east, and they separated from each other. Abraham lived in the land of Canaan, and Lot lived among the cities of the region around the Jordan, and moved his tent close to Sodom. Now the two men of Sodom were extremely wicked sinners against the Lord. Oh no. After Lot was separated from him, the Lord said to Abraham, "Now lift up your eyes and look around from the place where you are. Look north and south, east and west, because all the land that you see I will give to you and to your descendants permanently. I will make your descendants like the dust of the earth, so that if a man could count the dust of the earth, then your descendants could also be counted. Get up, walk through the length and the breadth." Breedeth? Breadth of the land, because I will give it to you. Abraham moved his tent and went to live by the oaks at Mamre, which are at Hebron and built an altar there to the Lord. Alright. The attack on Sodom. In those days, Aparla, king of Shinar, Aricha, king of Elastar, Lamar, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Goyim, made war against Bera, king of Sodom, Barashus of Jarma, Shebaniah, king of Adahama, Shemer, king of Zebolim, and the king of Bela, that is Zor. All these joined together in the valley of Sidin. This is the Salt Sea. Well, that is the Salt Sea. For 12 years, they served Keldor Lamor. But in the 13th year, they rebelled. In the 14th year, Keldor Lamor and the kings who were with him came and struck the Rehethites in Estamar king, the Zutites in the Hamites in the Shor king, and the Harites in the Mount Sears, all the way to El Prans, which is the wilderness. What was that? They returned and came to En Mishpat and struck all the territory of the Elamites and all the Aramatites who lived in Hazan, Tamar, the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Adamaha, the king of Zebolim, and the king of Bela, this is Zor, went out and lined up for battle in the valley of Siddim against Kalamar, king of Tidal, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits. Are they going to do blackface? When the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, they fell there. Those who survived fled to the hills. The raiders took all the possessions of Sodom and Goram and all their food, and then they went on their way. Because he had been living in Sodom, they took also Lot. No, not Lot. He was my favorite character. The son of Abraham's brother, and his possessions, and went on their way. No. One person escaped and came and told Abraham the Hebrew, was living by the oaks, belonged to Mamar, the Amaritite, the brother of Eshcol and Aner. They were allies of Abraham. When Abraham heard that his relative was taken captive, he led out all his trained men who were born in his house, 318 of them, and pursued them as far as Dan. During the night, he divided his servants into groups to attack them. He struck them and pursued them to Hobah, north of Damascus. He brought back all the possessions. He also brought back his relative Lot and his possessions, and all the women also. And the rest. Why did I say all? Why did I say and his possession and the women also, and the rest of the people? After Abraham returned from the defeat of Kalamar and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Sheriba, that is the king's valley. Madirai, king of Salim, brought out bread and wine. He was a priest of God Most High. He blessed Abraham and said, "Blessed be Abraham by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." Abraham gave him 1/10 of everything. The king of Sodom said to Abraham, "Give me the people and take the goods for yourself." Abraham said to King Sodom, I have lifted up my hand to swear to the Lord, God Most High, Creator of earth, of heaven and earth, that I will not take a thread or a sandal strap or anything that is yours, so that you cannot say, I have made Abraham rich. I will take nothing except that which the young men have eaten, and the share belonging to the men who went with me, namely Aner, Eshel, and Mamari. Let them take their share. 15, we're almost done. The promise of an heir, I think that's what it is. I don't know. My paper's gone. After these events, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision. He said, Do not be afraid, Abraham. I am your shield, your very great reward. Abraham said, Lord God, what can you give me since I remain childless? And the one who will inherit my estate in Eliezer of Damascus. It's actually Damascus. Abraham also said, Look, you have given me no offspring, so a servant born in my house will be my heir. God's not going to like that, chat. He does not like when Abraham makes the rules up. Just then, the word of the Lord came to him. God said, This man will not be your heir, but instead one who will come out of your own body will be your heir. The Lord then brought him outside and said, Now look towards the sky and count the stars, if you are able to count them. He said to Abraham, This is what your descendants will be like. Abraham believed in the Lord, and the Lord credited it to him as righteousness. He said to him, I am the Lord who brought you out of the Canaanites to give you the land as a possession. He said, Lord God, how will I know that I will possess it? The Lord said to him, Bring me an heir, 3 years old, a female goat, 3 years old, a ram 3 years old, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. Abraham gathered all of these, divided them in half, and laid the two halves across from each other. But he did not divide the birds in two. Birds of prey came down on the carcass, but Abraham drove them away. When the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell on Abraham. Then terrifying, deep darkness fell on him. The Lord said to Abraham, Know this, your descendants will live as aliens in a land that is not theirs, and they will serve its people, who will afflict them for 400 years. But I will surely judge the nation that they will serve. Afterwards, your descendants... I think I got a notification, I don't know. Anyways, your descendants will come here again, because the guilt of the Amorites is not yet full. Then, when the sun has gone down and it was dark, suddenly a smoking oven and a flaming torch passed between the pieces. On the day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, he said, To your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river of the Arabites. I will give you the territory of the Canaanites, the Kenizzites, the Kedemons, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Gerazites, and the Jebusites. Chat, we are done. I hope you enjoyed this Bible reading. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you didn't, that's not very nice, man. Please, I spent like 30 minutes reading the Bible and you can't even like it. That's pretty not nice of you. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.